All right, Coach. Hard-fought overtime loss tonight. I guess just your take on tonight's game. What'd you think of the action there?
Disappointing. I thought we deserved the 2 points. We played well at times, and I don't know. It's hard when you lose that because you feel you have the game under control, and then you have a few mental lapses in our structure, a few mental lapses in just our compete, a few mental lapses in our gap, and it ends up in the back of your net. So, 98% of our team that played hard all night, I feel bad for, and because it's a couple mental lapses that hurt us. And you want to be a team that consistently wins and builds that culture and that tradition. You've got to learn to play 60 minutes. You've got to learn to do stuff off the ice. You've got to learn to do all that stuff, and we're not there yet. So we've got some learning to do still on how to win and what it takes to win. We needed a block shot here or a block shot there. Maybe we need a goal that goes off someone's back or someone's face or someone's head. But you've got to be willing to go to those areas and do those things to get wins.
It seemed like the depth guys really came to play too. It was kind of a whole team effort. Everyone was kind of on the same page. So.
I thought a lot of guys played real well. Guys competed hard. It was tight checking on both sides, and it was a good hockey game. But it's frustrating because you see our guys compete, and then it's a simple, tired mental mistake that hurts us. It's not a great goal where they created something. We handed them something, and that's what's frustrating about it. That's what's hard to rebound from.
And that's tough in overtime with the power play to give up that shorthanded goal, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to give up that, and we struggled to even get in the zone, which is again just focus and no killer instinct. We should have been out there licking our chops, saying, "Hey, we've got this game. We're going." And then we put the four guys out there that you expect to win the game, and they have to get the job done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You've got to get the puck in the zone. You've got to work it around and run our plays. And if the goalie makes 4 good saves and you don't score, well then, you tip your hat to him. But we didn't even force him to do anything. We handed them the overtime goal.
I know you're never one to make any excuses. You have been shorthanded, though, especially on the back end. Maybe talk to that, and then also getting Nolan Dillingham back. He played in the first game of the season. Obviously, the captain talked to, how nice it was to get him back out on the ice here tonight.
Yeah, it's huge having Dilly come back. He logs big minutes and is kind of that stabling influence back there. And it was nice to see him. I thought he played very well for being out for so long and coming back. I'm sure when I look at the ice time, it'll be high up there. So we've been shorthanded, but I think every team goes through that little stretch in the season, and we have guys that are playing, that believe and want to be contributors in the OHL, and now's their opportunity to show what they can bring, and they've got to show or because they're on our roster and we do stuff daily, and they have to be a part of that. Yes, they're playing 5D, and the minutes they've logged, the schedule we've had is an excuse, and I think some of it has some merit, but right, you want to play in this league and you want to contribute in this league, here's your opportunity to shine and show us that you deserve the minutes that you're getting. So that's what's frustrating. I know a lot of them played hard. You got Owen out there, and we had Soupy Campbell, and I thought Harps and Deuce gave us the minutes we needed, and they've got to continue to work towards that, right? They find ways night in and night out to contribute a little bit. Maybe it's not always on the score sheet, but it's maybe it's a forecheck, maybe it's a finish check on one of their better players, maybe it's you put a puck in and you keep a cycle going for a few minutes. Those are the little things that they can contribute, and they have to take pride in that, and they have to feel rewarded for that, because it gives our other guys minutes. I can't play 2 lines, I can't play 3 lines. I need 4 lines going so we can play at a high pace and high energy.
Speak to us to Sunday. I know you're still mind's wrapped around this game here, but go on the road for Sunday into Guelph. What do we expect to see out of that game?
Yeah, well, we've got to go in and get 2 points. You take these little weekend stands, and you go week to week, and some weeks you have 4 games, some weeks you have 3, and you want to stay stay in the upper part of your conference, the upper part of your division. So you've got to minimum get 3 points every weekend. And we fell short in Owen Sound. We got the 1 point now, but it's a must-win against Guelph. Whether we're at that point in the season, I think for our group we are. We have to find a way. They stole a point here on us. We've got to get back to that edge where we close games out. We have that edge where we're smothering teams. I thought tonight was another good effort. You kept the shots fairly down, and I think the scoring chances will be fairly low on both sides. But for me, we got to go into Guelph with the attitude that if we don't come out of there with 2 points, it'll be another disappointment. And then we've got that long week to prep before we go on our first little 3-game swing of a road trip, and it'll be important to get the guys out there. But we got to focus on Sunday now for sure.
You've got a lot of key players that were off here tonight. Does that affect your coaching style? How is that different?
Yeah, I guess it just affects how you juggle lines. Who you move on the power play, who you move on the penalty kill. There's ebbs and flows of the game where maybe there's back-to-back power play, or you get a power play and then you turn around and you have to kill. And the guys that log those big minutes, you have to find times for them to rest. And tonight we went with 5 forwards on the power play just so we could rest our D, and instead of having Rich or Davi on the power play all the time where they don't get that rest. And so now you're putting in people in situations where they haven't practiced a whole lot, or they're not super comfortable, and you're asking them to do that job. And I thought Marco was fine at the top, but you just don't have that that chemistry yet, because you don't we've had 2 days to kind of work with them at the top. And but I think when you substitute or you put Rich out there or Davi out there, they don't get the rest, so then now their 5-on-5 play drops a little bit, and you have to kind of manage that as best we can, and try and keep them short, keep them fresh, because mistakes happen when you get tired in this league, especially when you're 17 and 18, 20 years old. You get tired, you don't think too clearly sometimes.
Thanks, Coach.